time for race 2 from Chang International Speedway, the destination of speed in Thailand. Race 2, as in race 1, the focus is really this man right here. Quintis Gillespie. He is in range of Martin Lauer, who is absent, for second in the Drivers' Championship, behind this man, Jason Monds. But let's run through the grid. Dave Collins starts from pole. Klap Zool will be P2. P3 will be Mike Magasevic. P4, Mike Mark. P5, Wesley Stokes. P6, Quintis Gillespie. P7, Jason Monds. Let's kick this pig. Now, my money on the lead to the first corner is probably Klap Zool. He's been fantastic off the starts all season long in that Red Bull BMW. A little bit sloppy this time, though, but he's going to easily, as the field just absolutely envelops Dave Collins. All three BMWs are out 1, 2, 3. Fantastic start from the BMW crew. Collins is in fourth. Then it's Gillespie, Magasevic, and Monds, although I think Monds may have a run on Magasevic for sixth place. Dave Collins fighting back. Takes two in one corner. Gets a little wide, though. Mark's going to get back through him. Wesley Stokes is around the outside of him. We'll see if he can make a move down the inside here into the fast sweeper. And the answer is no. So, still in second place, Dave Collins. Pardon me, third place. Mike Mark is out in front. Oh, and he goes off the track. Ruining it there for the number 27 Audi. Wesley Stokes, in the meantime, gets around Klap Zool into second place. Oh! Quintis Gillespie loses it, and he'll fall to the back of the pack. Mike Mark in all the chaos has come out with the lead. He led a good chunk of race 1, but was unable to bring it home at the end. A couple of mistakes wound up sliding him off the podium down to fourth place. He's got Stokes. Then it's Klap Zool. Monds is all over the back of him in fourth place. Then it's Collins and Magasevic, and Gillespie has lost the pack with his spin. With DRS coming up here, I think we can safely assume that Jason Monds is going to have a look up the straightaway. There's the DRS inactive in the number 2 car. The championship man for Season 3, Jason Monds. He'll come down to the hairpin here with a lot more speed, and that should get him up and onto the podium. Klap Zool goes particularly wide, actually off the track. That's going to open him up to the Audis to attack. But he will rejoin ahead of Dave Collins and Mike Magasevic. Collins putting the pressure on to Klap Zool now for P4. They go through the sweeper into the infield section. Collins briefly had him, but unable to maintain the position on the switchback. And, oh! Hits himself a considerable bump there, and that's going to cost him fifth place to Mike Magasevic, and he loses it again. Dave Collins having some trouble at the moment. It's going to open the door for Quintis Gillespie to get out of last place. Still at the front, Mike Mark leading the way. He'll be looking for a better result than he had in race 1 because, of course, he slipped back at the end. He's definitely got the speed. It's just a matter of refining and keeping it smooth for the remainder of the race. Then it's Stokes. Then it's Monds. Then it's Klap Zool. Then it's Magasevic. Then it's Gillespie. And then it's Dave Collins. Pressure's on here for Klap Zool against the Audi of Mike Magasevic for P4. Now, Klap Zool's been having a very weird line into this hairpin, so let's see if Magasevic tries to go for it. He does, but he does make contact and then goes wide himself. Oh, and contact! Hard contact between Magasevic and Klap Zool. They are both off the track, and Quintis Gillespie says, thanks, guys, and takes fourth place. Dave Collins also coming up in the background there as well. See if Collins can make a move on Magasevic here into the fast sweeper. He's carrying a ton more speed, and he'll get it. Not the first incident that Klap Zool and Magasevic have had here at Chang. Tightening up at the front as Wesley Stokes and Jason Monds are closing the gap to Mike Mark. He's going to want to push, but not too hard. He's had some problems here. These three, I think, definitely can consider themselves probably on the podium. Gillespie, recovering from a spin, is in 4th place and quite a ways behind, followed by Klap Zool. Magasevic and Dave Collins has lost it again, slipping back to the back of the pack. Lap 4. Stokes is looking maybe for a move into the hairpin. Don't think it's on at the moment, though. For now, he'll stick there, but he'll have DRS on this straightaway here. Doesn't seem like he's going to use it. The sweeper does make it very difficult to use the DRS here to its full effect, because you wind up coming into the sweeper and having to double tap the brakes to get the DRS to disengage and then also slow down enough to make the turn, despite the fact it is a very high speed turn. Stokes going to the inside. Mark gets a little bit wide, opening the door. Nothing quite there yet. BMW 1-2. They had a chance, it looked like, for all the podiums, but Klap Zool has unfortunately faded back a little bit to 5th place. Speaking of Klap Zool, he's going to be relegated to 6th place as Mike Magasevic comes flying through. Let's have a look there. It looked like Klap Zool just got a little bit wide. Indeed, that would appear to be the case. Just a little bit of an off-track excursion. Back at the front, things are tight. Jason Monds was race 1 winner. He's probably the fastest of these three and is definitely putting the pressure on the BMWs. BMW, should be said, having a very fine run here in Thailand, though they've had pace. They've had results. Stokes was on the podium. Mark could have won race 1, I think, in a fairly fair assessment until the two BMWs hit each other. And, you know, it's signs of progress for this team, which was very much off the pace of Audi and Mercedes at the beginning of the season. Now you'd have to say they're the number 2 brand, because Audi has slumped back a fair ways. The loss of Carl Raggio, I think, a huge deal for the team. Pressure is on again here as we hit the infield section. Some opportunities to pass here, but it's fairly easy to defend. Oh, and Jason Monds has himself a spin. It's going to take the pressure off the BMW crew and open the door for Quintis Gillespie. Also, somewhere along the line, Mark Klap Zool has claimed a spot over Magasevic. I imagine that has to be a spin, as they were not very close together. Mike Mark leading the way. Looks almost for sure like a BMW victory if these two just keep it clean, keep it safe, and make things happen. Will it be the Puma or the Ice Watch car? Stokes going around the outside of turn 1. That is ballsy. And successful. Wesley Stokes hitting the front of the pack in the number 31 BMW car. See if Mark has any fight back with him. I think it'll be tough because I believe Stokes has the DRS for this lap because he crossed the line in 2nd place. So making that pass early and having DRS should allow him to build a little bit of a lead. Although he has not yet. Into the final turn of lap 6 here, the two BMWs of Wes Stokes and Mark still leading the way in a BMW 1-2. What a fantastic turnaround that would be for their season. Jason Monds is still in third place. He was very much in contention for the lead, but had a bit of a spin, as did Quintis Gillespie. They're third and fourth. Klap Zool has re-inherited 5th place after, we assume, a spin from Mike Magasevic, or some kind of off-track excursion. Magasevic is back to 6th place. And then Dave Collins rounding off the field. Ooh, speaking of off-track excursions, Mike Magasevic almost going in the pits there as he gets a little bit wide in the last turn of the lap. Back at the front, it is still Wesley Stokes leading the way. A BMW has led pretty much throughout this race. Klap Zool originally, then Mike Mark, and now Wesley Stokes. Seems like Stokes is the faster of the two. He managed to make the pass stick. And Mark hasn't really had a solid comeback at him as of yet. And he is close enough, though, that as I say this, and he makes the move into the hairpin. Can he make it stick? Because he was very late on the brakes there. He does. Fantastic driving from the number 13 car, Mike Mark. Mike Magasevic lining up his own pass in a battle for 5th place with Klap Zool. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of force, but nothing too untowards. Oh! Got a little too much of it, though, and Klap Zool's going to go back to the front. We ride on board with Mike Magasevic as he looks to maybe make a move on Klap Zool. You can hear the DRS activating in the background. He looks to go inside at the sweeper. Not going to happen. We're going to stick with this battle, I think, for a little bit, although we'll do a quick check on the lead. And Mike Mark still leads the way from Wesley Stokes. So let's get back to the battle for 5th place. She looks like Klap Zool's managed to pull out a little bit of a gap there into the infield section. Back to the battle for the lead. Second to last lap, Wesley Stokes looking to make a move on Mike Mark. Right on the nose cone of the second place car, the number 31 of Wesley Stokes. Doesn't look like he has a move to be made just yet. But I think we may see something here from Mike Magasevic. We've noted that Klap Zool takes a bit of an odd move into this, bit of an odd line into this hairpin, and it causes him to go very wide on the exit. Doesn't look like it's going to be there quite yet. But you feel Magasevic is the faster of these two. He was higher placed in race 1. He's had a couple of chances. He was in front of Klap Zool and then made a mistake of his own. So we'll see if he can make something happen here. Gets very close there under braking. Meanwhile, back at the front, interesting development here on the last lap. Mike Mark and Wesley Stokes are coming up to lap the number 27 Audi of Dave Collins. Will the lap traffic play to Stokes' advantage, to Mark's advantage, or will it just be nothing? And he's kind of stuck in a bad spot here because this could be 3 wide into the sweeper. Stokes has got the most inside line, and he is through. Mark comes into contact with Dave Collins and loses the lead. Poor Dave Collins getting punted quite wide. I'm not really sure if there's much he could have done with that. Anyways, we're going to go back to this battle for 5th place between Mike Magasevic and Mark Klap Zool, because I think that we'll check back in with the leaders, but I think Stokes has got an okay lead for now. We'll see if Marks can come back for it. Magasevic coming down the inside. Klap Zool with some robust defending. He's going to go super wide, though, in the hairpin here. And that's contact! Mark Klap Zool rejoining the track. Contacts the rear quarter of Mike Magasevic and spins him around. That will retain 5th place, I would think, for the race. Meanwhile, at the checker flag, Wesley Stokes has held up Mike Mark. The party and the champagne is delayed once again for Mark, who is again denied the maiden victory. 2nd place will have to do. Jason Monds completes the double podium in 3rd place. Quintis Gillespie is going to come across the line in 4th pretty cleanly. Mark Klap Zool, 5th place, but I imagine that the race marshal and stewards will want to look at that contact on the last lap. Mike Magasevic in 6th, I imagine absolutely steaming in that car right now. We'll be back for the weekend races from Chang, and then it's off to Suzuka for the season finale of Zero Racing Season 3.